We're back for active recovery. We're gonna move, we're gonna do some core, and we're gonna stretch. Let's go ahead and get that recovery in so we can get back to the workout tomorrow.
All right, y'all, we're going to start off with the swim and stretch today. So we're just like flopping those arms back and forth, basically just giving yourself a pat on the back, right? And that's just kind of waking the shoulders up and all that good stuff. Just take some nice deep breaths in and out. Just, yeah, just kind of get those arms flapping, a little flappy bird. And then we're going to take it up top. So pulses, 1, 2, 1, 2, just kind of pushing back, pushing back. This is a great kind of warm-up stretch for the shoulders. I really like this. As you can see, I'm cheesing. I really like this this little warm-up here. Just kind of getting the shoulders going, getting some airflow going. And then we're just going to go right back to it, right back to the swimmer stretch, do some more of it. Channeling Michael Phelps here, you know, just kind of flapping those arms back and forth. I like to say that, flapping them back and forth is fun to say because it's just kind of a silly move. But it's fun to do, you know, and it really gets the arms and shoulders moving. Let's finish here, and then we'll head on to the next one. All right, next up, we're going into arm and hip swings. So this is the one where we're trying to like jump out of the room, right? But your ball of your foot stays glued to the floor. We throw the hips back, throw the hands back, kind of fold in half, and drive up. As you come up, take a nice big ha, exhale. Breathe in on the way down, nice big ha on the way up. Yeah, just kind of getting that oxygen flowing through your body, especially for these first part of the warm-up. I really like to get some airflow going through your body, get your brain awake, you know, get your blood oxygenated. Now let's drop it down to the side, and same thing, kind of hinging at the hips. And instead of going overhead, we're just twisting at the shoulders. Now, stay tall in this. Don't fold your body in half, right? Keep your chest high, and we're just sinking into the hips and chopping up and across. It's like you're grabbing something down by the side and throwing it out the window, right? Like you're picking up a box and just chuck that thing. But we're spinning at the spine and twisting at the hips. And let's move into the little quad and hamstring movement. All right, next up, we're going to start off just pulling the heel to the butt. Just a quick little half-second hold. Yeah, and then switching sides. Try not to arch your lower back. If anything, think about scooping your abs in while you do this, kind of tucking your pelvis under, and just pulling and pulling. That's it. And then we're going to run in place. Kind of, we got those quads a little bit loosened up and warmed up. Now we're just going to snap the heels up and kick yourself in the butt. These are called butt kickers because you're kicking yourself in the butt. I put my hands right behind my butt just so I can, like, I don't know. This gives me a target, I guess. I don't know why I do that. But anyways, on to the next one. We're just going to step and pull the knees up front. So this is a nice glute stretch after you've already kicked yourself in the butt. Let's go ahead and stretch them. So just bringing the knee up front, little step and pull. Step and pull. Oh, good. Little step and pull. Good. Little step and pull. And we'll finish out here with just a few little high knee runs. Not too much. Just a little pop, pop, pop. There we go for 3, 2, 1, and rest. All right, now let's really get up in them buns. We're going to go into a chair stretch here where you cross one leg over, sink down into it, and then we're just going to switch back and forth. Instead of that long hold right out the gates, we're going to just sink it in. If you're really struggling with this, like the balance on this one, feel free to do it next to like some stable object that you can, something that you can really hold on to. Because the balance, if your balance sucks for this, then you don't really get much out of the stretch. But this is a great external rotation for that hanging leg. I really like this for my glutes, and should feel good for you too. Plus, it's always good to practice a little balance. Balance is something we need throughout our lives, and we're on the playground. You know, as a kid, we're running and jumping and walking on logs and stuff, and we're practicing balance. But as we get old, we just don't practice it anymore. So get your grown-up ass out there and do some balance. There you go. For 3, 2, 1, and rest. All right, next we're going to drop into a half Cossack squat. So your feet are wide and you're shooting your butt out over your heel. Notice I'm not leading with my knee. My knee is kind of staying about over my toes, but I'm really shooting my hips back and dropping my chest. The chest wants to drop over the leg. Let it, okay? Just dropping them out. Feet stay planted for this one. If you can do a full Cossack squat, meaning your butt goes all the way to your heels, great. Feel free to do that. My stiff ass can't do it, so I'm not going to demonstrate it and tell you to do it because I can't even do it. So let's add a little bit of trunk rotation to this. You're going to, as I go over to my left, I'm going to twist and reach up with the left hand. Right hand reaches down, and same thing on the other side. Just adding a little bit of trunk rotation there. We got about 10 seconds left on this, but stay in this position because we're going to do some more Cossack squats, but we're going to kind of slide it back and forth. So keep your feet here, and we're going to keep going for 3, 2, 1, then we'll move on. All right, and as advertised, we're going to keep going with the Cossack squats, but we're going to go and slide back and forth. So instead of the hips popping up, as you can see, my hips are staying low, my whole body's staying low, and I'm just pushing over to one side and pushing back to the other. So you'll start to feel the quads and glutes really start to get a bit warm here, maybe a little burny if you're sore from the day before. But this is a great stretch. I love staying down here. Yeah? So with the hands here at the middle of the chest, we're going to start twisting. So as you slide to one side, we're going to twist towards that side. So I'm just trying to slide first, then follow with the chest. Lead with the legs, follow with the torso. Lead with the legs, follow with the torso. So it's kind of like a 1 and then 2. And 1 and then 2. I don't know why I'm doing a weird voice right now, but it's just fun to do right now. We've got 2 more to go. Last one, slide it and twist it. Oh, come on, baby, let's do the twist. And that's it. That's really it. We're just going to twist side to side. This one always like pops my back, and it just feels good just to breathe and a little twist side to side. So I'm releasing my heels on each side, so I'm not keeping the heels planted. So I'm getting a little twist at the hip socket as well as we pivot on that standing leg, and just breathe. That's it. Just breathing and twisting. This one's very simple. Have fun with it. Let your body loosen up. If you feel like you're holding tension in your shoulders, let that twist out. Let that kind of run down your body and out into the floor. Maybe crack a smile. It's hard to hold on to stress when you're smiling, so sometimes that helps. When you're trying to relax and kind of into a movement or just into your day, try smiling. Even if it's fake. Fake it till you make it, 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, let's go to some balance. All right, for this one, we're just going to take some big loops out and around and a big loop back. So you're just standing on one leg, bring the knee up and circle around as if you're kind of stepping over a dog or a chair or a small child, and then stepping up and over and back. Especially if that's a small child, please do not fall on them, right? So maintaining that balance for everything that you can. Oop, oop, oop. See? Balance is challenging. Like I said earlier, we don't practice it that much as adults, so it does get hard. So we're just going to do 30 seconds on one leg, and then let's switch. Do the other leg. Same thing. Big circle up and around. Big circle up and down. As a professional, I never claim to be perfect. You see me losing my balance here is because that's just normal. Ballerinas and gymnasts and stuff, and maybe they can hold on to it, but I'm just a dude. I got a lot of fitness knowledge, but I'm just a dude, and you're just a person, so give yourself some slack sometimes. For 3, 2, 1, let's do some more balance. All right, this one, we're just going to hop from one foot to the next. So I start off on my left foot, hopping forward to the right, and this is the low impact version if you don't jump, because not all of us have jumping knees. Am I right? Okay, so just hopping forward and back. Be careful. If you notice my mat here was slipping, I almost eat shit a couple of times. Switch legs. A couple of times in this exercise, so in a little bit, we're going to turn sideways. I literally almost eat shit. I left it in so you could see, we make mistakes, even the pros. So, but make sure your yoga mat is secured, okay? Because I don't want you at home endangering your life. Watch this. And so I'm hopping to the right. Swoop. Oh, saved it. And then hop to the left. Now, I know this looks really simple, but it's actually pretty challenging, right? I grew up playing ice hockey, and I can, I got the skating motion down. But if you're not used to it, it can be tough. 3 seconds to go. And take a break. Hopefully you're on your feet still. All right, and the last one in our warm-up series, we're going to start off single leg again. We're going to go into a single leg dead and then walk out to a push-up. I know this may seem intimidating. You don't have to push yourself back up. And if doing this on one leg is too tough, just go on 2. Now, I can do a push-up, so I'm going to do a full push-up here, but if you don't have the strength for the push-up yet, that's fine. Just work on like walking your hands out and then lowering yourself to the floor. You can roll your body up or however you get back up to the plank. I don't care. And then walk it back. We're going to do one more here, and then we're going to switch legs and just do the other side. I really like this one. It's just a great way to, well, you get a little bit of a single leg dead, and not a little bit, you get a full single leg dead here. Yeah. Work on the balance. And then I try to keep my other leg hovering in the air. So we're just kind of keeping all the weight and all the engagement on that single leg. Good. Walk it out and walk it back. We're going to do one more, and then we'll get into the core work for the day. Let's do some core. All right. We're down in that plank position from the elbows, palms up. Now, this is a reach plank. Now, you're going to reach one hand and then reach the other. Now, this is an advanced form of a plank. If this is too tough for you, just hang out in the plank or try lifting one leg and then lifting the other. That is a regression of this reach plank. But if you want to progress this, go slow. Hold that single arm out there and hold that single arm plank. Good, 30 seconds, that's it. Easy. And we're taking the plank up to the hands, and this is a power T. We're going to squeeze the back muscles together, open up to the side, and just rotate. Just back, slapping back and through. It's like the kids in the back seat. Hey, settle down back there. What are you doing? Settle down. What are you doing? Cut that out. Don't make me pull this car. You see? I love doing sound effects. It's super fun. But that's kind of the energy we want here. Like, don't make me come back there. I'm not saying you should pop your kids upside the head, but I got popped upside the head quite a few times, so it's bringing back memories. All right, next up we got some seated twists. So sit back just a little bit, and we're just going side to side. What we don't want is this, just your hands moving. We want your shoulders twisting, East Coast, West Coast, East Coast, West Coast. That way, as you twist your spine, your oblique muscles, the muscles along the ab muscles along the side of your body, those help to twist you back and forth, and that's what we're targeting here. Now, that lean back with the chest high, you're going to get the rectus abdominis and the hip flexors there, but we're doing twist side to side, getting those obliques for 3, 2, 1, rest. Next up, we're right into alternating V-ups, so you're laying on your back, and we're just reaching up and across the body. So if you can't go with the legs long, think about pulling the knees in, and you can go with a bent knee on this one, but we're just keeping the arms up overhead and then sitting all the way up and trying to lift that leg. There you go, Josh. You can lift your leg. I saw I was getting a little lazy there. Those legs were getting pretty low. Good, but these get tough. So you really have to try to get those legs up. For 3, 2, 1, rest. All right, we're going to stay there on the floor, and we're going into a bicycle crunch. So the low back is pressed into the floor, and the hands are on the side of the head. Try not to pull on your head, like pulling your chin to your chest. Keep a little gap between your chin and your chest, about the size of a fist or an orange. And then we're just kicking the legs out and rotating side to side. About this pace, 1, 2. Yeah, you don't have to go too fast. That'll do it. We got 5 seconds, and then you're going to flip right over to your stomach for Supermans. In 3, 2, 1, let's go. All right, next up, Superman. So we're going to lift and lower. Just kind of working that lower back, working those glutes. Now you're pressing your hips into the floor, so squeeze your butt hard as you lift up. You're trying to lift the chest and the thighs off the floor, right? You may be able to get the chest part, but the thighs get tough, but that's what we're trying to do. Is lift them thighs. Squeeze them buns. Use that lower back to lift. Oh, good. And just a little hover at the top, holding. That's it. And rest. All right, we're flipping back over and we're going into sprinters sit-ups. So this one, you're pulling your body all the way up, so you're finishing seated on your butt, and your one leg is going to come up to your chest, and then the other, right? Yeah. And I get a little pause into that little like V-sit position at the top. Now, if you want to make it harder, you can elevate both legs, but I usually keep one foot on the ground while I lift up and then lower back down. Okay? And let's flip it over for a plank. All right, this plank we're doing from the hands. We're going to push back into a downward dog. And then once we get back to that down dog, you're going to reach across and touch your opposite toe. Now, if that's too hard for you, feel free just to be pushing back and forth from the plank to the down dog. But really focus on stabilizing that shoulder overhead. That's what we're doing here. Like we're working the core, but we're really working on shoulder stabilization, overhead shoulder stabilization. And it's just a quick 30 seconds, so you got 5 to go. Yeah. And then let's go down to some side crunches. All right, this one you're going to lay down on your side. Your bottom arm that's on the floor just kind of goes on your abs. Top arm goes on the side of your head. And all we're doing here is pulling the ribs down to the hips. Now here I'm doing this little like fire hydrant move. If you want to, that adds a little more. And you can take both knees up and in. That adds a little more still because then you're pulling your hips up towards your ribs while your ribs pull down towards your hips. But you can do the basic one here. But really, we're just squeezing those obliques. Before when we were twisting them, now we're working to squeeze them down. And then we're just going to switch and do the other side. Like I said, same thing, other side. You know, we can't just do one side. Got to do both. But yeah, really getting into those love handles. Now, the love handles are there. There's something to hold on to. Like, side crunches are not going to get rid of love handles. You cannot spot train body fat. So first of all, love your love handles. And find somebody who loves them. And then if you want to work on any type of weight loss, that's always through nutrition. But this is building some nice, strong abs. All right, we're back to where we started, back to the reach plank. Again, feet are nice and wide, and we're just reaching out overhead. Now, again, if you want to make this extra spicy, as you reach your right arm out, try lifting your left leg. So it ends up like that contralateral plank. So it's one arm, one leg. I mean, that's super high level, so don't stress yourself too much if you're already struggling with the reach plank. But just, throwing you a little extra in there. I believe in you. I think you can do it. For 3, 2, 1, power tees are next. All right, y'all, back to the power tees. What did the 5 fingers say to the face? A slap. Just get slappy. Just pow, pow. Really? And that's called a power tee, like generate some power. Pow! Open up, squeeze your back. Don't forget your plank though. Squeeze your abs, keep your legs locked, keep your butt squeezed. But then them 5 fingers, send them flying. Send them flying. You got 5 seconds to go. And then we're going to head back to the seated twists and sit it down. All right, back here. Remember, keep your chest lifted. Pretend there's a string tied right to your sternum and it's lifting you up while you turn, okay? While you sit and lean back as far as you can, yeah? If you're feeling really a beast, I don't prefer to do it, but if you'd like to, lift one leg or lift both. I mean, I can do them, but I didn't want to be a show off here or anything, so I just kept my feet on the floor. But if you want to be at home, show off to your dog or your cat, lift your feet. And rest. All right, let's lay it down, and we're coming up for the alternating V-up again. Again, speaking about being a beast, if you want to do a full V-up, you can. I can't do them. Like, you give me a couple of reps and I can do them, but my hamstrings are tight, and it's just hard to do. Anyways, we're doing alternating Vs, so I don't know why I'm going into the V-ups that I can't do, because we're just doing alternating Vs. So you just keep going. You got 8 seconds left. These are tough. They're great, but they're tough. Okay? You're almost there. We're going to bicycle crunch next. Get ready. Baby, you can ride my bike. That's not a real song. I just thought I'd sing that. I don't know. But we're going bicycle crunches again. Yeah? It's just... I'm trying to keep you, mentally engaged and entertained while we do these wonderful ab exercises. But so yeah, I say weird stuff sometimes. But that's okay, because you're just working out and you're like, whatever, dude. I'm not even paying attention to you. I'm paying attention to this burning, yearning in my abs, and that's just fine. Let's flip it over for Supermans. All right, flip it over. I know, it's a real quick transition. Flop it over, and then we're just lifting up. Now, I try to keep the arms long here, so I'm just like kind of in that touchdown position, then take it up and hold. This is kind of almost a stretch for your abs, but you're still laying on your abs, so you have to keep them tight, right? So, it's kind of a reprieve, kind of, sort of. Yeah, we'll say that. We'll say that I'm a nice guy. And I was like, yeah, Yeah, let's give them a reprieve from doing all that core work. You got 5 seconds left. We're going to flip it back over again. Ready? Let's flip it over. All right, we're back to sprinter sit-ups. Lift feel real fast. Real speedy here. I want to go fast, Ricky Bobby. Yes. Yeah, you see me motioning here. If you want, you can start this from that hollow body hold where the legs are elevated. But again, that does get super tough. You can also just leave one leg on the floor. We got 10 seconds to go. How are you feeling? These ones get real spicy with the abs. We're going back to planks here in 3, 2, 1. Flip it.
All right, back to that single arm down dog or toe touch plank. You know what it is. There you go. We're just getting in that plank, butt goes in the air. Really think about pushing your armpits towards the floor. That's really what that benefit we're getting here, that stabilization. Keep your abs tight. We're still in the core sequence, right? So stay in that plank so your abs stay tight while you hinge at the hip. You got 6 seconds to go, and we're going to lay back down for side crunches in 3, 2, 1. Let's finish it. All right, let's finish it out here with these side crunchies. So yeah, again, that bottom arm, just to kind of, it's the awkward arm, right? Like when you're cuddling in bed and you don't know what to do with that bottom arm, right? Just put it here on the side of your abs. And an added benefit of that, to get rid of the awkward arm, is when you kind of put your hand there and you feel those abs working, your brain actually activates more muscle fibers there. So you get more muscle activation when you focus mentally on the muscle group that we are working. That's science. I didn't just make that shit up, promise. Let's switch sides. All right, same thing other side. Again, mental muscle, focus on those obliques. Yeah, get that awkward arm there and just like put it to work. Let's just love that. It's just, there's nowhere to put that arm. Like when you're snuggled up with your boo thing. And it's just if you put it up high, it's going to go to sleep. If you put it underneath them, it's going to go to sleep. But then it's just kind of there in between you, hanging out, getting sweaty. I don't know. But it's fine. For 3, 2, 1, rest.
All right, up to our kneeling position. We're going to get into our mobility sequence. Mobility. Okay, so we're going to start off pulling forward, stretching that back hip. What we don't want is you arching your low back and sinking super deep into it. Tuck your hips under and then pull forward. From that neutral pelvis position, you should feel a bit of a stretch to the front of your hip. And then let's add a little bit of shoulder movement to that, just reaching up and away. So again, I'm not arching my back. My abs are still kind of flat, right? My hips are tucked under. So all of my mobility is coming from the shoulder and opening up that back hip. Now we're going to switch sides, do the same thing on the other side. You already know what to do here. Get a couple rocks back and forth to tug open that back hip a little bit. And you may feel this down through the groin a little bit. I know, I feel it through my adductor, inner thigh. And then we're going to add the arms in and just kind of swing the arms up and down. Feel free to go there. I started a little late here, but we got 5 seconds, and then we're going to move on to the standing position and rest. All right, up to a standing position. We're going to pull the foot to the butt. Now, scoop your abs in, and you notice the knee pops forward. Then you're going to draw your knee back. So keep your abs turned on, just like you're in a hollow body hold or a plank. A lot of people will pull and kind of let the lower back arch and really kick that foot up. But what we want is a stretch, not just a big range of motion, right? So scoop your abs in, then draw the knee back. Perfect. Nice big breaths in and out here. Nice and easy. That's it. Make sure you breathe. When you're holding your breath, your body holds tension. So here, we're going to kick one foot out and then hinge your hips back. Flexing your toes up towards you, you should feel a nice stretch to the back of the hamstrings and the calves. Again, nice big breaths in and out. And then we're going to do the other side. Step it up, kick it back. Perfect. And then let's head back down to the floor for that kneeling hands and knees position.
So from the kneeling position, we're going to go into some shoulder cars. So if you watch first, then we'll do some more. We have a minute on each arm. So basically what I'm doing is I'm pressing into the edge of my range of motion. So I'm taking my hand up as far as it will go and scraping along the edge of my range. So from here, we're going to take the arm up overhead, pressing up towards the ceiling. We're going to sweep it around back, rotating at the shoulder socket, and then do the same thing back the other way. Now you're kind of thinking about pressing the top of your hand towards the ceiling, and then as I reach the end, the top of my hand is facing my body because I'm all the way internally rotated. So as you're sweeping, you're also rotating that shoulder. This is basically, we're working with what's known as the joint capsule, the small muscles that encapsulate the joint and kind of hold it together and stabilize it and help move it. And this can be a little uncomfortable, especially if you have spicy shoulders that don't work real great like mine. But this is a great exercise to strengthen the shoulders. Good. Let's switch to the other side. All right, same thing, other side. We are right back to it, just doing the same thing, lifting, rotating, sweeping around. If you're probably not watching, you're probably doing your own thing. But if you notice, my arm is a lot higher on this side because I have a lot more range of motion. I can reach up higher. This shoulder hasn't been surgically repaired. My other one has, so it's, of course, a bit tighter. But same thing, we're just rotating that thing around. I make a fist and kind of squeeze at the fist a little bit. What that does is create tension down the arm and kind of helps you squeeze a little bit more into your shoulder car. Because again, we're trying to press into the edge of your range of motion. And if you're wondering why I keep saying CAR stands for Controlled Articular Rotation. I can't remember if I said that or not, but I'm just saying it again. But the controlled articular rotations are just really great. And we're going to move into hip CARs next. So stay in this position and we'll move into the hips. Okay, same thing, but we're doing it at the hips. So first we take the hip out to the side, then we kind of lift it up and around, and then bring it around back, rotating it out. So my foot is pointing out as it goes out to the side, then it rotates and the foot's pointing back, and I tuck the knee under. Kick that heel up, open the hip as you sweep up and around. Unfortunately, I'm not very good at demonstrating this because my hips are incredibly tight. So you're probably better at this than I am, but really try to lift that knee as high off the floor as it'll go. Tuck it up, lift it as high as it'll go, and then roll it around back, and then again, kick it up and sweep it back around. One thing you want to pay attention to is your lower back. Keep your abs engaged. Try not to let your lower back arch, because you may be thinking your foot's going high, but actually your pelvis is just tilting and it's just allowing your foot to go high. But it's not actually the hip, it's the back. All right, let's get up in that other hip, right? Same thing. You can see a little differently from this angle as we're kicking up, sweeping out, lifting. Oh, it doesn't go very high, my poor little hips. It's so sad. It's so sad. They hurt so bad. But enough about my hips. Let's keep your hips going. But again, just swinging that around, trying to find the edge of your range of motion. Kind of like, when you're straining to lift weights, you're like, trying to get those last few reps. Same thing with these cars. Really kind of strain a little bit, push into the edge of your range of motion. Push those little muscles as far as they'll go. That's what we're doing, is training those little muscles of the joint capsule with this movement. Not the primary movers like the glutes and the glute medius and the, quads and hamstrings. The little bitty muscles in there that we don't normally train. That's what these exercises are working. 5 more seconds, and then we'll get into some more hips. 2, 1, grab a seat.
Great. Here we are. 90-90 hip rotations. Oh, delightful. We're going to sit. Both my knees are 90-degree angle. We're going to pry the back leg open, then let the legs drop over. And, if they're too tight, try your hands back behind you. We're still trying to sit up tall. If you're sitting up straight with your hands off the floor and you're having to round your back in order to do this, bring your hands on the floor behind you, kind of prop yourself up tall, then try to rotate those hips. I'm showing the full version here where ideally we try to get there. Personally, I've been working on this move for the last 2 years now, and it's gotten better. It has incremental improvement. But remember, don't just start by moving your hips. Pry that back knee open first. Get your 90-90, then open the back leg. Oh, I kind of cheated there. I kind of let both the hips roll at the same time. There we go. That's a little bit better. But we're just trying to get some independent movement of the hips, getting that internal and external rotation. This one can be a little spicy, but it can also be really nice. Good. That's it. Rest. All right, let's transition that 90-90 into a pigeon. So we're going to kick the back leg back and then lean forward over that front leg. Then we'll pull that back knee in, flip sides, and then kick it the other leg back. Lean it forward, and we're going to continue the next 45 seconds just like that. Pull that knee in, flip, flop it, extend that back leg, and then breathe into it, lean into it. Flip, flop it again, 90-90, rotation. Extend the back leg, and a nice lean forward. Now, if you can't lean forward too much, that's fine. Do what you can do, you know? I never expect you to lift the same weights that I lift, so I don't expect you to do the same stretches that I do. Just like with that hip car, you're probably better at that than I am. And this one, maybe I can get lower than you. Maybe not. I know some of y'all are much better at this pigeon pose too. And that's great. Work that hip mobility. And let's switch it. All right. Next up, we got toe rockers. So you're going to sit on the top of your feet and then tuck the toes under and rock back and forth. So this one can get pretty nasty. Like a lot of us, because we wear shoes all day, right? So your toes basically, it's like having your hands stuck in mittens all day long, you know, all day, every day, and then asking those things to bend. So this is a great one to just really loosen up those toes. Like I said, I like to call them toe rockers because you're rocking back and forth on those toes. Tuck them under, rock them back, rock it forward, ooh, and then sitting on the tops of the feet, kind of getting a little plantar flexion in there. This is also good for some dorsiflexion of the ankle, closing down that angle of the ankle and then opening up the angle of the ankle. So this is ankle and toes. I know we kind of neglect this when we think about stretching and mobility. We don't usually think about the toes and feet, but they're oh so very important. In 5 seconds, we're going to switch and lay down on our stomachs. Okay, let's go. Next up is a Sphinx stretch. You're just going to have your elbows by your side. Your hands are like right to the side of your face. You're going to press in and lift up. Your hips stay on the floor, so don't lift up too hard. We're just kind of moving that spine back and forth here. I take a breath in at the bottom. Exhale and... Now, as you press up, try to pull your shoulders down and away from your ears. Try not to let your shoulders kind of inch up, by your ears, and just... This isn't like you're not going to feel a ton with this one, but just know that moving that spine back and forth is just good for the spine, and it's just a nice, relaxing mobilization to kind of finish out our workout here. We've got 2 more after this. We're going to go into a cat and cow and some child's pose, and this is a great way to just kind of end the workout for today. So in 8 seconds, just kind of keep moving, keep breathing, and then we're going to come up to the knees for cat and cows. All right, cat and cows. So this one's pretty simple. We're just here flexing and extending our spine. Now, I like to originate this movement from the pelvis. So I'm here in this cow position. I'm going to tuck my hips under, which will kind of start to round my back from the lower back position, and then it travels up the spine. So here I'm going, and then I spread the shoulder blades, pushing up and away, and then I tip the hips forward, sinking everything in, squeezing the shoulder blades together. So the pelvis is tipping back and forward. The shoulder blades are squeezing together, and then they're pressing apart. You're really trying to pull your shoulder blades down the side of your rib cage as you press up towards the ceiling, and then really squeeze those shoulder blades together as you come back down. We got about 15 seconds here. Keep going, and then we're going to finish in a child's pose today. Just breathing. One more. Good. Let's take the knees wide. And from that wide position, we're just going to sink the hips back and drop the armpits towards the floor. And you're just going to sit here. We've got a minute here just to rest, relax, and let this workout today sink in. Nothing to do here. If anything, just walk your fingertips a little bit further away. If you'd like, you can sweep your left arm out to the left, bring the right arm across the body, and breathe into the right side of your body, stretching. And then sweep the right arm out to your right. Let the left arm follow, and breathe into that left side. And thank you for coming. That's our workout for today.